Are you an independent creator and looking for project management software for working with your clients? I'm going to go over what I chose recently for myself working with my clients, as this is something I needed to figure out, and I've tested a lot of options, and I'm going to kind of go over that today. So let's start with Basecamp. Basecamp is the project management software I chose initially, basically because it is the easiest to use and had a nice interface for your client portal for when your client needs to log in and use their tools that you're using to work on the project together. Um, and that's the main reason that I chose Basecamp. So let's take a quick look at my Basecamp here. And so I've got everything's basically broken down into projects. So I've got a project for my studio. Here's a fake commercial that I'm working on, and one of my clients down here. So if we open up this is kind of how I built a project that I would be working with the client. So you can see there's me, there's the client. You can see the start and end dates for the project. You get your communications, docs and files, to-dos. Now this is an external link to another tool, and so is this one. And then this is for if there's like sub projects within your main project, then I would activate this. So this system kind of took me a while to figure out, because you can kind of use the Basecamp tools however you want. And this was working for me for a while. And I did use this for some client projects initially, but I eventually switched away from Basecamp, and I'm going to go over the reasons why I did that. A couple of reasons is that they don't have any way to mark up your files. So specifically, I'm trying to work with video files with clients, and they need to mark up that video file so I can see what they want changed for the next revision. And you really need to use a third-party tool to do that. And in the past, I've used markup, and their pricing went up to like $79 a month. And so I was looking for another option, and I think I found a really good option in Review Studio. So I've added this link to Review Studio. If you click it, it launches their website. I'm just going to go show you their website here real quick, and you can see that they basically deal with video files, PDFs, and other documents, and then website. So you can mark up all of those types of files with this tool. It's got a good price. I think it's like $15 a month. Yeah, and that's if you pay month to month. But you only get 10 active reviews, so it's not unlimited. But if you want to go unlimited, it's $25 a month. And this has been a really good tool for me. But it's like you have to leave Basecamp and then come back. So that's some friction that I didn't really like. I would like a tool where everything's in one place for markups and communications, and here's the communication tool within Basecamp. So if I wanted to schedule a video call, I had a little button here to my Zoom scheduler, and some to-do items, sharing files and stuff. The other problem I had with Basecamp is there's no time tracking built in, and there's no invoicing. Now, I think they do have a time tracking feature for $50 extra a month, which is kind of ridiculous if you're a one-person studio like I am. So I had to go out looking for different third-party plugins, and Basecamp recommends a bunch of them, and I went through a lot of them, and I tried 3 or 4 of them before I finally landed on TrackingTime, and you can see that up here. And I really like TrackingTime. Like if you go into your to-dos within your projects, you can see there's a little play button, and that'll start a timer. Or you can hit the plus, and that'll do manual adding time to your project. So that's great. And then you've got this little window that pops up here. Or you can go to trackingtime.co, and you have your own portal with them. So their pricing was very reasonable as well, especially if you go with the year option. Switch it to annual, save 20%. For me, the pro version works great. It has invoicing, which is what I really needed. and the time tracking. So between Basecamp and TrackingTime, this was a good solution for most of what I needed. And then the final missing plug here really for me was Review Studio. So those three tools is, and that's 15 or 25 a month, depending on which version you get. So if you add those three up, you're at around $36 a month, which is very reasonable for what you're getting. But again, you're using three different tools to really run your business, and that wasn't ideal for me. And then I realized, well, here, let me show you real quick here, my Review Studio. So I was actually working on some projects with clients in here, and I really like how it works. So I may still keep using this tool in my current setup. So what's my current setup? It is a program called Indy. So let's go take a look at Indy. Here's my dashboard. Let me go to their website. So their website is weareindy.com. And this tool is basically made for independent freelancers like myself. And it's got a client portal so that your client can log in, and there's chat tools. And it's basically got everything that I need all in one spot. So you can see all the tools here, but it's got a time tracker, it's got invoicing, and it's got files, sending files back and forth with your clients. It's got a chat, real-time chat. And it's basically got everything that I need to work. And it's also got markup tools for both images and videos. Now, the video markup tool, it's not as good as what you're going to get with Review Studio, but for a lot of projects, it's probably good enough. And it's got versioning and everything else. So Indy, if you go to their pricing page, you're going to see that if you pay monthly, it's $25 a month, which is cheaper than the 36 that we were just comparing to. And it's got everything that you need. Now, if you pay yearly, you get a discount on that, $18.75 a month, but you're paying it upfront for the year. But here's the big trick that is going on right now, and today's July 3rd, 2025. So if you go over to appsumo.com and you search for Indy, they're having a special right now where you can get a lifetime subscription to Indy for only $39. And that says $225 here. This is not on the website right now, $225 for lifetime. I've seen them do lifetime deals before, but right now they're basically doing a lifetime for $39, which is a killer deal. And you should probably just get it even if you're not planning on using the tool, because you got it, assuming they don't go out of business, for a really dirt cheap price. Now, so if you decide to get Indy, let me go into my Indy workspace here. So I made a couple of demo projects, and here's a client, and then here I've got a project for my studio. So basically, it's similar to Basecamp, how everything's broken up into projects. The difference is if you go into a project, you can set up the tools. I'm not going to go into a big Indy thing right now of how to use it, but you've got tasks, which is like your to-dos, and then you've got a time tracker. And so what I do is I set up a few things on my time tracker, and then I just, hit the timer and start timing. So the timer's not really related to the tasks. It's not connected to the tasks like it is if I'm over here in Basecamp and I want to time something. Each timer is connected, to that exact task, which is good and bad. But I actually prefer the way Indy does it. So maybe I'll do another demo of how to use Indy in the future. But this video is really just to say I found myself a good project management software, and it's called Indy, and it's basically taken the place of 3 different tools that I was using before, and seems to cover everything that I need, including having a client-side portal that clients can log into, being able to mark up your videos with revisions, and invoicing, time tracking, calendar. I mean, it's got a ton of stuff. So if you're someone that's working on their own and you're using multiple tools, I would say go give Indy a try. And for $39, if you can get this deal while it's still live, I would just get it, because if you go to their website and just want to pay for a month, it's $25. I mean, you could do a free test trial, but you're not going to get everything. Or you get a 7-day trial, but that's really not that much time to test out all the extra features. Or you can go ahead and try their free version, but you just don't get as much stuff with the free version. So I would consider going to pick up this deal. I'm not going to have an affiliate link or anything. Just go find it on your own and pick it up, and hopefully it will help you as much as it's been helping me. If you're an independent freelancer, what tools are you using for project management and client-side portals? I'd like to know. Leave your recommendations in the comments, and I'll take a look and see if I'm missing out on anything good. So that's it for today, and I'll talk to you guys next time.